Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here on Riverside Ravel on the Rhone. We're actually in Lyon on the final day of a wonderful cruise. I'm here with Stephanie Vasileva, who is the shore excursion manager, who's been directing everything we do, because it's not just all about the ship, the river ship we're on. It's also about the wonderful places we go on the Rhone. And believe me, this is a river I think your clients will find as fascinating as anything in Europe, whether it's the Danube, whether it's the Rhine. Those are the ones everybody goes on, the Douro, but this one is actually very special. We're going to talk about what we did and what we saw on Insider Travel Report. Stephanie, first of all, I want to thank you for really orchestrating all of these wonderful excursions we did every day. And I'm looking back now, and we did a lot, right?
Yes, quite true. We were sailing on the south of the France, and I think that this region is one of the most beautiful and magnificent that you or any of our guests can adventure and to see in this region, actually.
And you offer, every day you offer at least 2, maybe 3 or 4 different excursions and events, and also you have bikes that you can take out, e-bikes as well. We have a couple e-bike tours, but you can just do it on your own, and even kayaking we did. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to go kind of day by day, and you're going to see photos of the things that we did as I described them. Now, let's talk about day one, and you really, that first day we went to a fabulous place, Pont du Gard, which I've been to before, but this is a great way to see it. We took a bus to Pont du Gard, or you could take a kayak, or you could take an e-bike. So there's a lot of options, right?
Yes, absolutely. I found this destination very spectacular. So, and we offer on our client's choice also active ways to go to visit this monument, this aqueduct. So you can go it by bus, as you mentioned before, or by kayaking. For the kayakers, the active ones, you can visit on the Ardèche River under the bridge, so you can see this monument from down of the hill. Or the active bikers, you can visit all around the area of Pont du Gard, and as well the monument by itself. So really spectacular views around this great.
Well, it is a great Roman artifact, and it was an aqueduct that was built by the Romans, I think, BC. And one of the things, save a little energy, because you can actually climb all the way to the top and see where the water used to come through. And that's a bit of a hike, but I think we had a 81-year-old grandmother on board, and she did it all the way. We were surprised.
Yes, this was great. This was absolutely great. How people really, to see something like this, are really getting excited and active. So this was a great experience as well.
Yeah, it's great. So that was a wonderful experience in the morning. We came back, had lunch. We always have lunch. And then we were in Tabascan, which has a marvelous castle, which I got a chance to see and walk around. And it really is a stunning castle. We got a guided tour of it, and it wasn't too far away from. We actually walked to it.
Yes, so the docking place was absolutely in the center of the town, and the walk distance was around 10 minutes to visit the whole beautiful, the best sightseeing points of the Tarascon, with the cathedral by itself, and after to continue the tour to the Chateau of Tarascon, one of the main signs, one of the main highlights in this place. And as well, yes, I can say that it's very beautiful castle, chateau, with a lot of history, and it quite take place. It stay quite saved over the years, so it's a very beautiful chance to explore also from the top of the chateau, to see all the region with all of the beautiful views.
And it was for a while a prison too, but we will go into that. It had a great history to it. We went on through all the rooms. Then it was a very easy walk back and then we had dinner, because we always have dinner at the end. That's amazing. Now we're into day 2. And day 2, we went to Les Baux de Provence, which is a beautiful, well, we didn't go to the village right away, but we did a place where they have, I guess it was an old quarry. It's all these caves, and we saw a sound and light show that was very different. So talk a little bit about that, because that That was very special.
What I can say that this tour, the Les Beaux du Provence and the Carré du Lumière show is one of my favorite tours. I definitely recommend it to all our clients and all our guests. So you will have the chance to visit the second biggest Carré du Lumière show in France, because the first one it's in Bordeaux, and here in south of France is the second one, where we had the chance to see actually this year the whole idea of the light show was the Egypt history, followed by some Oriental historical moments.
So yeah, it was painters in France who've been influenced by the Orient, and then it was a double feature. So we got to see two, but that's not always what you're going to see, because there's always, and it's all projected. You're in the middle of this big cave, this hollowed out cave, and it's projected against the wall. So it was, and with music, of course, right?
So you have the feeling that you are inside these creatures. It's a wonderful adventure and wonderful time to see it by yourself. Afterwards, we continue actually to explore the small medieval village of Les Beaux.
Which was amazing. I mean, beautiful.
Gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Absolutely. All the views of the whole this region, you can see it in your hands. It's spectacular. Really a must go.
And then, so this was a full day. We actually, because of some search situations, we ended up doing even more. We then went from there to the incredible city town of Arles, and talk about there, because this is one of the bigger Roman towns originally, and there's still some Roman monuments there. We had lunch there, and then we ended up going to, I think, the amphitheater, and yes, there is, I would call it the Colosseum, but they call it an arena, right? So tell us a little bit about that visit.
Yes, so city of Arles usually is our one of the last cities, and because it's focused on that place, so many historical facts and so many history that you can know about this time from the BC, and of course the highlight is the arena by itself, the amphitheater, gorgeous. This is the second Roman historical theater, biggest one in this region. The first one is in Nîmes, so definitely they have some corridors that they are making exhibitions as well there, and during the summer is one of the most visited places, and from there we are actually sailing down the Camargue, and we have our beautiful Camargue tour. With the ship. So as well, one of the main, let's say, tour cities, I can say that Arles is, because from there we are visiting the Camargue, Aix-en-Provence, and all of these charming villages that are part of the UNESCO heritage.
So next we went on day 3. We had a marvelous walking tour of Avignon, which many of you know. I mean, for me, it's always Sur le pont d'Avignon, on y danse, which everyone knows. And we got a marvelous walking tour of the city. Again, incredible. There's a papal palace there, and also incredible views as well, right?
Yes, part of the tour of the overview of the city is the visit of the Pope's Palace. Of course, it's the belonging of the decision that our clients make. You can visit the city with or without it. As well, we are visiting the fabulous Pope's Palace Garden, which is on the top of the hill with of the view of Pont du Gard, which make this place so special, especially during the night as well. You can see also the historical gates of the city that were protected on that time, the whole city by itself. And yes, also we have a lot of charming streets and restaurants with the local Les Halles, the market with the local delicacies inside, and also a lot of cute and charming shopping streets where you can try also some Provençal, typical for the region things, and the food and drinks and so on.
So you can, and they give a lot of time, free time to every one of these tours. They give you free time to sort of explore on your own, and so we enjoyed that. They have go through the city walls, and then we got back on the boat, on the ship, and we went to one of my favorite excursions, which was to Châteauneuf-du-Pape, which is the famous wine town where we got a chance to go to one of the wineries, and have a whole wine tasting, which was, you were there. I remember that one.
Yes, I was there. I don't miss this one. Yes, I can say that, yes, for the south region, Châteauneuf-du-Pape is one of the key regions that are famous with the wine. So this make this tour more special because we have the chance to visit one of the famous wineries that are kept from family to family, the winery Boisson, with our host Florence. So
He was very good at explaining wine and not telling you how to taste it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of us have done this kind of thing, but I thought his presentation was excellent.
Absolutely, he was very passionate on what he was doing. He was a great sommelier and a great guide. So definitely, the time spent there was really pleasant, and all the wine varieties that we had a chance to taste and combined with cheese make this tour a great end of our historical day.
No, and that was a great day. So that was the end. Now day 4. Because we came back and actually had some of those wines on board, because they do have a lot of Côte de Rhone wines here, which is wonderful. So day 4, again, we got hung up a little bit on the lock. As I said, these locks are much smaller, so you have to. So we got a little delayed, but that didn't mean we couldn't see a lot of stuff. And so when we finally got off the ship, we were actually our destination was Viviers. And some people had a chance to go up into the town. It was pretty hot that day. It's been really sometimes incredibly pleasant and sometimes hot, because we are in the middle of July. So you had to sort of plan for that. And then we started for a visit to Grignan and the chateau, which is incredible. I mean, these fields of lavender in front of them, and it was a hot day, but we walked all the way to the top of the chateau, right?
Yes, so definitely Viviers is one of the main highlight points for the most famous tours, let's say like this. So if you are truffle hunter, this is the great place
well,
to.
We did, and that's one of the things. In the middle, after we did the chateau, we went up there. We went to the truffle farm, which is really one of the biggest truffle farms there. I was amazed. It's this guy and 2 dogs, right?
Yes, as well the lavender fields. For those of you who really are wishing to see, the best period will be June and July to see these gorgeous and magnificent places full with lavender fields. Viviers is one of the best points for this kind of tours that we are offering them. And yes, Chateau Grignon, I can say, is very historical and beautiful place, which is located on the top of the hill, and from there also you have some views of the lavender fields. So it's a great shooting spot, let's say like that. And after that we are continuing usually to our truffle farm and the truffle hunting on one of the local producers of the truffles, where we will meet the owner by itself with the 2 most beautiful Labradors that I've ever seen.
Beautiful Labradors, and you sat there and you watched them. I think we got 5 or 6 truffles while we were watching, right?
Yes. So it's a great. They really are well educated, let's say like this, and very professional. So it was a wonderful time, even though it was so hot. But it was wonderful time to see the whole procedure, the whole process of this, let's say, truffle sport.
Well, then at the end, you get into the house of the estate, and you get to finally eat the truffles and drink. I drank some rosé wine and ate truffles in the cool. So it was a perfect way to recover. And if I recall, it was you or someone else bought some of the truffles and brought them back for the chef here.
Yes, absolutely. Here on Ravel, we are using almost everything local products. So we are using the local wines, the variety of them, the Châteauneuf du Pape, of the Rhone, of Tannes-l'Hermitage. All of this, everything is local on the ship as well. The truffles, as you saw me buying, yes, it's for our menu.
We had some of those last night, actually.
Oh, great! Very nice to hear as well. The cheese, everything, it's typical and typical French from the heart.
Absolutely. So then, and a lot of in the evening, a lot of people. Unfortunately, not me. I have to work too some nights. But everybody else went up to Viviers at night, which I hear was a very lovely tour with a wonderful guide. Right?
Yes, Viviers evening walking tour is a great. Let's say, great chance to experience the whole history of Viviers by itself during the evening. Like this, it will be not so hot, it's not so, yes. However, it's very pleasant and charming with all the colors, with all the light from the sunset. So definitely a tour to be recommended to visit.
And then, of course, we got back on the boat. It was time to go on, and we then moved the next day 5. We had a walking tour of Tournon, which is one of the most famous regions of in the Côte de Rhone. And on one side, they have wine on both sides, but the one that some of you may know more is the Hermitage. And we were actually on the Hermitage side, but we walked over to the village on the other side of the bridge, and it was actually, I loved the tour. It started out, it was the first day. It's the only time it rained, but it was nice because it cooled off things, and then it got nice, and it was a lovely village on the other side. So that was a lovely tour as well.
Yes, Tain-l'Hermitage, as we already know, and we already saw, it's split on two. The Tournon is the old part, and Tain-l'Hermitage is the newest part of this city. It's famous with the wine, of course, with the Rhone wine, and with the chocolate. One of the biggest chocolate factories, as we already know, the Valrhona chocolate, is located exactly there in Tain-l'Hermitage.
And you do a tour that afternoon. Many people went off to see the Valrhona chocolate, and it's a really good. I've seen it before. It is an amazing way to experience the chocolate here. And then there was another tour which I didn't get a chance to go on, which was to the Palace of Ferdinand Cheval. Talk a little bit about that because I missed that one.
Oh yes, so this monument is protected by UNESCO. It's incredible. I can say that it's one of the best highlights also in Tain-l'Hermitage, so whoever would like to visit it. It's a very interesting fact that everything was made by himself, by the Ferdinand.
It's not a chateau they live in, though.
No. He created this, let's say, castle for his daughter. So it was a present for her, and he made everything by his own, with his hands. It take him more than 50 years to do it. So every stone by stone, he was collecting from a village beside and bringing it every evening after his job, because he was working like a postman. So he was bringing everything in one small trolley and building every evening, every single moment of his free time in order to create something spectacular for his family.
Well, I'll have to come back for that one because I missed that one because I was doing the other things and walking around. Now, that pretty much was day 5. Now, day 6, which is today, actually, when we were here, there was a panoramic tour of Lyon, which I unfortunately didn't go on, but I took lots of we walked into Lyon. It's about, for us, about a 15-30 minute walk about to get there. It was a bit of a hike, but it was well worth it. And I wish I'd gone on the panoramic tour because I know you probably went up to the heights up above Lyon, right?
Yes, absolutely. As we already know, Lyon is the 3rd biggest city in France. It's the second gastronomic city as well. It's spectacular. One of my favorite cities on the Rhone River, I can say, because also it's it's passing through the Saône River, so where the Lyon is actually on both islands. And I can say you cannot visit Lyon only for 24 hours, definitely.
No, it's worth the time. And actually, this is the terminus of this particular cruise. And so if you wanted to keep your clients here in Lyon for another day or two, yes. That's fine. Now, I've got one more tour left. We got one. In fact, it's coming up in just a little while. We're going to go into a bus and go see Beaujolais, which is the famous wine, and this is actually a little north of us, and we're going to get a chance, because this actually really is, they don't theme it as a wine cruise, but it's a wine cruise. So it's you get more varieties of wine, and Beaujolais, of course, is not really Côte de Rhone, but Côte de Rhone, I love Côte de Rhone wines. It's been amazing to experience all of them, and now to tap it off, to culminate with Beaujolais is really a way to end the tour in a nice way.
Yes, we're continuing our afternoon with the Beaujolais wine region, where we'll take our bus from here, from Lyon, with the bus drive, let's say, around 40 minutes, and we will be able to explore the Beaujolais, all the vineyards, to meet the owner, to visit and to see all the process, how they're doing the wines, and after we have a degustation at the end, and free time, of course.
Well, that sounds great. Now, we go out to about 125,000 travel agents, travel advisors out in the market. Anything you want to tell them about how to prepare their clients when they come aboard Riverside Revel?
If you ask why someone need to come here in France and not anywhere else, I can say that since I changed the river, I would recommend every one of us and your clients to visit this part, the south of France, because this is really where I can say the the French heart is beating. This is the life here. All the sightseeing, all the cities that we are visiting on the Rhone River, the highlights, the food, of course, wine and cheese, the most popular delicacies in France. Really, everything this, if you combine, the memories are unforgettable. And the time that you spend here is just flying, like, it's incredible. So definitely is a recommendation from my side to visit France with Riverside Ravel, because you will be really obsessed after with this region.
Yeah, you haven't had enough wine, truffles, great food. You really haven't been participating in this cruise, because it is just, you really get, it's an incredible experience. And the Rhone, I've always liked the Rhone, but haven't done it a lot, because, most people say, let's start with the Danube, let's do the Rhine. Hey, why not start with the Rhone, right?
Definitely. I would say like that. Why not to start with the Rhone? It will be something that it will be unforgettable, and yes, you will keep your smiles all the way on this trip, and your cameras on. So welcome.
Well, Stephanie, I want to thank you for taking the time. I know you're busy and you got to get prepared for the Beaujolais trip, which we'll see you on. Anyway, here I am, James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report on the Rhone, on the Riverside Ravel, and you can find more about it on www.riversideluxurycruises.com. And please book your clients and let them try the Rhone first instead of the other ones. We'll see. They're all beautiful. I've done them all, but the Rhone is very special. Again, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, and bon voyage.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.